Okay, good morning everyone. So today our topic is all about stocks. Okay, so this is Sir James, okay, to discuss you all about stocks. So what are the terminologies for stocks? So what are stocks? So stocks are shares in the ownership of a company. Okay. So if you have a stock or stock certificate, okay, this refers to your ownership of a company. So it depends on how many percentage of your stocks, okay, to the total number of stocks. That also represents your share the ownership of the company. So dividend. So this is your share in the company's profit. So your dividend is also uh, okay. So your dividend is reflects also in how many percentage of your the how many percentage ang imuhang part, okay, to the total number of stocks. If you have a 10% ownership of of the company, automatically 10% of the company's profit or the dividend is also your own dividend. Okay, so dividend per share. Okay, so if per certificate or per stocks, okay, so how many the dividend in every stock is dividend per share. So this is the ratio of the dividend to the number of shares. And stock market, so this is a place where stocks can be bought or sold. So this example is the Philippine Stocks Exchange. Okay, market value. So this is the current price of the stocks at which it can be sold. And stock yield ratio, this is the ratio of the annual dividend per share and the market value per share, also known as the current stock yield. So this is the ratio of the annual dividend per share and the market value per share. Par value, the per share amount as stated on the company certificate. Unlike market value, it is determined by the company and remains stable over time. So let's have the general view for stocks. So say for example 5 years ago, Misal said about 500 shares of stocks in a certain corporation, okay, worth 48 pesos each. So each stock gipalit niya og 48 pesos. Okay. After 5 years, okay, each stock this time, okay, is cost 60 pesos and 50 centavos. So clearly nag-increase ang stocks. So one way to invest your money is through stocks. Mas dako siya og return of investment. So this one, okay, so notice nag-increase siya og 12 pesos and 50 centavos. Okay. So kung i-times na nimo into 500, that is the increase also of your money. Okay, remember this is each share man. Okay. Another is Mr. Tagle bought 1,000 shares of stocks in corporation that has issued 100,000 shares. So the total number of shares sa isang company is 100,000. If Mr. Tagle bought 1,000 of these shares, okay, automatically this 1,000 is ano man 1% of the 100,000. So this means, okay, 1% of the total 1% of the total shares is kang Tagle, Mr. Tagle. Automatically, okay, kung unsay ma-profit sa kaninga company, okay, 1% of that, okay, mapadulong kang Mr. Tagle. Another is this one. A certain corporation declared to give 100 million dividend to common stockholders. Okay? So, naay 100 million pesos nga bahin-bahinon sa mga nag-donate sa stocks. Okay. If there are 1 million shares, okay, so every share, okay, or that is 100 100 million, dividend divided by the 1 million shares. So every share this time is 100 peso ang iyahang income. Okay? So if naakay 1,000 shares, so automatically 1,000 times 100, so you have 100,000 pesos na dividend, total dividend nimo. So per share lang, kung isa na po imong share, 100 pesos na po imong dividend or your profit. So that is a general view lang for stocks. Okay, so let's have an example for stocks. Okay, so say for example this one. A certain financial institution declared 35 million dividend for the common stocks. If there are total of 700,000 shares of common stocks, how much is the dividend per share? Okay, so let's have the given. Okay, the total dividend this time is 35 million pesos, or the total profit of the company. Kung na daw sila total number of shares, which is 700,000, okay, the total number of shares, pila daw ang dividend per share. Okay, so we're solving for dividend per share. So for dividend per share, okay, so you have the total dividend lang, i-divide mo the total number of shares. So your total dividend is 35 million, i-divide na nimo 700,000. So dividend per share or ang profit taga share nimo is 50 pesos. So that is how you solve for the dividend per share. Okay, let's have another example. A certain corporation declared 3% dividend on stock. So this time percentage ang ilang gihatag. So kung pila value sa imong stock, 3% of that one is your actual profit or dividend per share. Okay, with a par value of 500 pesos. Mr. Santiago owns 200 shares of stocks with a par value of 500 pesos. How much is the dividend he received? Okay, so dividend rate, okay, so 3% or 0.03. Par value is 500,000. Okay, and the stocks Mr. Santiago is 200 shares. So how we are solving for the total dividend? Okay, the question this time is pila ang total dividend ni Mr. Santiago. So to determine the total dividend, okay, we need to solve first for the dividend per share. Taga share pila ka iyahang mana. So you need to multiply dividend rate, which is this one, times your par value. So your dividend rate is 0.03 times 500 pesos. So ang dividend per share this time is 15 pesos. So taga share ni Mr. Santiago na siya ay 15 pesos. But remember, dili lang isa iyaha. There are 200 shares ang na-own ni Mr. Santiago. So the total dividend ni Mr. Santiago is the dividend per share times the total stocks niya. Okay? So you have the dividend per share niya is 15 pesos times the total stocks niya, which is 200. So the total dividend of Mr. Santiago is 3,000 pesos. So that is, for example, number 2. Okay, if this is somewhat in a fast pace for you, so pwede ninyo i-rewind. Okay, sample number 3. Corporation ABC with a current market value of 52 pesos gave a dividend of 8 pesos per share for its common stock. Corporation XYZ with a current market value of 95 pesos gave a dividend of 12 pesos per share. Use the stock yield ratio to measure how much dividend shareholders are getting in relation to the amount invested. Okay, so let's have the given. So, market value of the first. Okay, so the current value of the corporation ABC is 52 pesos or the market value. Okay, the dividend per share nila, okay, we subscript 1, okay, to determine yung ABC siya. Okay, the dividend per share niya is 8 pesos. The second corporation is MV2, corporation XYZ. You have the 95 pesos ang iyang market value. And ang iyang dividend per share is 12 pesos. Okay. What is the dividend rate? Okay. So to determine the dividend rate, or the stock yield ratio, so you have dividend per share, divided by market value. So for first, ABC, Corporation ABC, the dividend rate niya is, 8 pesos divided by 52 pesos. So, kaning 8 divided by 52. So, for dividend rate for Corporation ABC, so we have 15.38%. So, this is the rate, kung unsa kadako ang iyahang dividends. Ang increase, depende sa amount ngayong i-invest. For the second one, XYZ, same value, same formula, but this time the value is 12, your dividend per share divided by 95. So 12 divided by 95, so you have the 12.63%. So even though mas dako ni siya og dividend per share, mas dako ni siya equal. But remember, your investment is 95 pesos. So that is almost double of your investment dari. But in your income, dili ra kayo double. So if we use the stock yield ratio, mas dako Japon og return of investment ang Corporation ABC. So this is how you compare which company mas your money to be invested. It doesn't mean nga mas dako siya o dividend per share. Mo na dayon dadto. Check also kung pila ang market value per stocks ninyo. So syempre kung magpalit ka, dapat dadto ka sa mas dako og return of investment. So for this one, if the question this time, in which company ka mag-invest, mas i-prefer dyan nako ang Corporation ABC since there is 15.38% na ang iyahang dividend rate na niya or the stock yield ratio. So that is all about stocks. Thank you for listening. This is Sir James signing off.